I've been doing a lot of crazy stuff lately, so I thought it'd be nice to go back to the basics, play tall in a small kingdom until it becomes the richest and most developed in the world, and then do something really silly like creating the Dutch East India Company hundreds of years early. Now what I didn't expect was constant war and Viking raiders destroying my life over and over and over again. But I guess that's what happens when you pick a nation completely surrounded by Vikings. This video will be great for people wanting to learn how to play tall, the act of focusing on building up a nation from within, instead of expansion and war. And for those who already know a few things and want to try out a new starting location. I'm starting as a vassal of a vassal in Lotharingia. Our Duke vassal is a Norseman, and we're one of only 2 Dutch characters you can start as. From this castle of Amsterdam, I will create the Kingdom of Netherlands and become the richest, most developed land in all the world. As someone who's genuinely a massive fan of Terraria, I was super excited to see the new Terraria Design Works, a premium book that charts the design and development of Terraria from its inception all the way back in 2011 through to today. It was created as a collaboration with Lost & Cult, known for their high-end deep dive books on Alan Wake, Tunic, Cult of the Lamb, and recently Outer Wilds. And now Terraria in collaboration with Relogic and writer Christian Donlan. Terraria Design Works explores the development of the game through in-depth interviews with Terraria creator Andrew Spinks, alongside the amazing team who helped turn it into one of the greatest games of all time. It's a story about a game built with passion, ingenuity, imagination, and generosity. Here you'll discover the challenges of putting together such a rich, sprawling, and surprising game. Where did Terraria come from? Why does it work the way it does? These questions are all answered in this beautifully illustrated book. You'll meet the people who have worked with Spinks to evolve his original design, and you'll come to understand where many of Terraria's legendary elements come from, whether that's the corruption, the Eye of Cthulhu, or just a really cool sword. As always with DesignWorks books, there's a special deluxe edition available exclusively during its pre-order campaign, running until the 31st of July. The deluxe edition of Terraria DesignWorks is packed with collectible extras. Encased in a hardshell slipcase with spot UV tree detail, the softcover book features the iconic Eye of Cthulhu in hollow foil. You'll also get a Bestiary Blitz card game, a bespoke papercraft kit, 5 pin badges, a pixel art poster, a hollow bookmark, and 9 postcards featuring some of the game's most beloved biomes. All of this comes housed with a premium deluxe presentation box. If you're watching this after the campaign is closed on July 31st, or simply just want the book by itself for all its incredible content and art, the standard edition will remain available, but be quick on the deluxe edition. Lost & Cult always produces truly incredible books that are a must-have, so if this looks up your alley, please show your support and help support the channel in turn by using code JacksonTerraria at www.lostandcult.co.uk or the link in the description to get 10% off this brand new Terraria collection or anything from their amazing store right now. Special thanks to Lost & Cult for sponsoring this video. It's truly the coolest sponsorship I've ever gotten. Playing tall is all about 2 things, money and development. Buildings make money, and development helps you research new buildings. You know, to make more money. So how do we maximize these things? Land and culture. You're going to want a synergy between these 2, and luckily for us, we start with a unique bonus. The Dutch culture has the polders tradition, which gives all these buildings bonuses in coastal baronies, and increases construction speed in coastal holdings. These are the buildings available in plains and farmlands, and the bonus is awesome. A plus 2% holding taxes buff for each level of building. Multiple of these buildings have these bonuses, and it's a stacking effect. I'm gonna wait to get the money required to build manor houses as our first action. Meanwhile, another vassal is rebelling against our liege. There we go, the manor houses will give us 0.7 gold per month on top of the percent taxes. Now that we have that constructing, let's start fabricating a claim and prepare to expand a bit. I'm using marriage to get an alliance with the best nation possible. I've gone for a chivalry focus for the extra advantage, and I'll be getting martial perks to help boost our commander stats. Our current military is just 100 pikemen, so we'll definitely be relying on our alliances. I wanted to fabricate this claim and go for a war, but I don't think we're strong enough yet, so I'll have to wait. Now this time we actually have the money for it, so claim achieved. I'll declare war, call in my ally, and it looks like our enemy wants to fight us right away, and we've won the battle. And they're coming back. Oh, okay, well they lost again. Oh my god, raiders just killed our entire army. Well, that sucks. But our allies have arrived, so we can go in and win the war now. There we go, a nice win that doubled our total land. But as you can see, we're not making a bunch of money, and that's because of the raiders. For the next 5 years, we get 50% less money from our county since it was looted. Yep, that sure sucks. I've gotten enough renown for the first dynasty legacy. My second favorite branch is law, which gives you an extra domain slot if you commit to it, but of course that will take a while to get active. So instead, my favorite is erudition. The third legacy, treasure knowledge, gives you plus 20% development growth. So we have 2 counties, what next? We're gonna want to become a duke, and to do that we have the option to claim our liege's title for prestige. We're gonna have to wait for that. Should I be concerned that 4 out of 5 of our children are imprisoned by Vikings? I better start educating my only son not behind bars. I could ransom my children, but I don't want to give my gold to the bastard who took my kids. Please don't raid. Okay, good, they're walking away. Never mind, they're back. I think we're gonna have this minus 50% permanently at this point. Does that make buildings even more important or less important? I'm not sure, but I'm getting farms and fields in our second county. All of our counties are plains, except for the capital. You can't build manor houses in plains, only in farmlands. Our liege died and the land was split up between 2 of his sons. Our new liege is significantly weaker. Now I could go for independence and take our liege's land 1 county at a time, but I think the best option is to wait to claim the entire duchy. Man, even small Viking armies are raiding us and winning battles. Eh? Wait? Whoa, we won. We actually survived the raid. That's what having a good commander advantage is for. It doesn't matter, a new Viking army is here and beating us up. My poor kids keep becoming adults in prison. Oh, but it looks like my daughter was released when she became an adult. I would find out later it's because the Viking dude made her a concubine. Yeah, she was 16. I'm gonna ignore that. Having Viking raiders come isn't always bad though. If I'm able to beat them, I get a bit of prestige. I mean, it's not a lot of prestige, but it's certainly something. As long as it's not a lot of raiders, I'm actually doing fine. But I won't be doing fine for long, so let's get some armored footmen. They're an expensive unit, but have the best stats in the early game. Well, if you don't have any cultural men-at-arms like the Dutch. I could get more, but I don't want to pay the maintenance fee if I'm not using them. Oh, cool. My eldest son died in prison. Oh well, that just makes succession easier. I have quite a bit of money now, enough to either buy troops or upgrade one of our buildings. I mean, I just gotta upgrade these mansions. The more income we get, the more troops we'll be able to get. As you can see, when we're not recently raided, we actually make a decent amount of money of 3 gold per month. At some point, the price to claim liege title went down, and that means we can afford it. And you know, I'd love to control Holland. Now seems like a good time to upgrade our military, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. They got a bunch of alliances, making their total troop count to 4,000. But the thing is though, our liege actually only has 1 county. If we siege it before his allies arrive, we'll win the war without a fight. So let's try it. Oh cool, we're definitely gonna win. These idiots are trying to siege our land instead of defending. Either through luck or skill, we've prevailed, and we're now the mighty Duke of Holland. We don't control the new county directly, which means we don't make 100% of the taxes from it, but I also can't revoke the title from our vassal. To revoke titles, you need the plenary assemblies innovation, which we simply won't have for a while. Our next goal would be to take over Frisia, but we don't have any useful claims. Like, I don't want to take this land for the idiot I just beat in a war. Meanwhile, I've just unlocked the strategist perk, so we'll be an even better commander. I'm gonna start fabricating my own claim on Frisia, and hopefully when that finishes, we'll be strong enough to actually win. My claim is finished, but right now I don't think we could win. We obviously can't do the same strategy of just taking 1 castle and instantly winning again. The secret though is that you can always save your game, attempt a war, and if you lose, just roll it back. Although that does remove the tension and some of the fun, so I can't exactly recommend it for everyone. Yeah, no, but I'm gonna go for it. They have more men, so I need to make sure I'm the defending army. I gotta let them come to me. And dang, we crushed them. Oh my god, I'm getting raided. Please get in there in time. I can't take the minus 50% anymore. Oh no. They raided us right before I arrived. Even though I killed every single one of their men in the army, we're gonna have a minus 50% income debuff for 5 years. And they killed half my council. To win this war, I'll need to take the war goal. And I swear, if the enemy army is able to take my capital because they ran around me. We got the war goal, and okay, good. We made it back in time. Now, since we have the war goal, the war score will rise until it hits 100. We've won. And there's another county for us. I gotta increase the control on that, but once we get it up, our income will of course go up too. I want to hold as many counties as possible directly. My current limit is 5, so we still have a couple to go. All the land we hold has to be within this kingdom of Frisia. I have no clue how, but apparently we have a claim on this county right here. But cool, there's another county. Before we end the war, I'll ransom a prisoner. Once you end the war, the prisoners go free. So this way we get their county and some extra money. Our cute little nation is starting to get bigger. Eventually though, we're gonna have to fight these big kingdoms for land, which could prove challenging. Bruh, that raider earlier took my granddaughter and just trying to ransom her. Stupid island of Visby. I wish I could just declare war on them for raiding me earlier. Oh, that would be so nice. Just an anti-raider war goal that would let me destroy their entire nation. Just so you know, I'll be building farms and fields in our new counties. Gotta get that money up. I'm old and will probably die any day now, but I have 2 sons, which means when I die, I'll lose a couple counties. As a Catholic, it's usually a good idea to get your extra sons to take the vows to become a monk, which takes them out of succession. But many kids just don't want to do that. The way to get around this, however, is to imprison them. Surely that's not a bad idea, right? And then you can force them to become a monk when you release them. Hopefully his now ex-wife won't mind. Hey, wait a second, I thought I was supposed to be declaring war on you. So I should be strong enough to beat their army. Oh, never mind, their big brother showed up at the schoolyard. Huh, some things would have solved themselves. I could have just waited. That son I turned into a monk just died. I won the battle though. Oh, I hope this won't cause us to lose the war. Looks like we're good, I can just white piece it. So our new character sucks. We can only hold a max of 3 holdings because our education trait is level 2, which gives us no extra slots. This guy's son was killed too, so I only have a daughter as my heir, who's in a raider's prison. Yeah, not a great situation. Right now, some of our counties have the walls and towers building, but I like money, so I'll replace this one with farms and fields. Hey, look at that, we're the culture head. That means we control more Dutch counties than anyone else, so we get to pick what innovations our culture goes for. I can get us to go for ledger, which will give an extra building slot. Although right now our development is low and our character isn't great at researching new things, so it's gonna take a while. But we are getting closer to forming the Kingdom of Phrygia. But first, I gotta ask you all to please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to beat the official Crusader Kings 3 YouTube channel in subscribers, which we're surprisingly close to doing, and I think it will be possible this year. I appreciate all the support, and if you want to support the channel even more, you can become a channel member to get early access to all videos and vote on what I do next. Thanks again, and let's start this thing. I always hate to do this, but I gotta get rid of a county until we get more domain slots. Well, not fully get rid of it, but give it to a vassal. While we're just waiting around, I need to improve the development of our counties. Our capital has a plus 20% development bonus thanks to farmlands, so let's start promoting development there. The increase is based on our steward's skill. I don't have a good steward, but at the very least I'll use the best one I can, and he'll promote development a little bit quicker. So I got a claim, and I got the perk that makes wars cheaper. But yeah, no, I definitely lose this war. And to make matters worse, all my land is being raided. At least sometimes when raiders are defeated, they give you some of the gold they stole. I can use that gold to upgrade our farms and fields. France wants my kid? Heck no. Phrygia has lost its alliance. That means it's time for me to get in there and take a county. It was easy since, yeah, I mean, their ally didn't exist anymore, I guess. They just have one more county, and once I take that, I'll be able to form a kingdom. Oh, come on, more raiders? And way more raiders than I can deal with. Oh, I can't wait until they all convert to Catholicism and stop raiding. But yeah, there's nothing I can do. I'm just gonna have to deal with this. I need a bigger military, but what troop to get? I know I said armored footmen have the best stats, but they are pretty expensive. Diversity can also be good to help with men-at-arms counters. I'll return to this when we're about to fight. I can get the 2nd Dynasty Legacy, so we're just one off from the beautiful treasured knowledge. Once again, I'm replacing a walls and towers building for more gold, except this time it's in the plains. After farms and fields, I could go cattle pastures for the extra gold or trade ports for the extra development. For now, I'm gonna go with trade ports for the development. We'll get both later either way. What an amazing marriage. This little girl is a genius, and it'll get me a big alliance. The genius trait is inheritable. Since we have no sons, we may just happen to have a genius son that'll become our heir. To create a kingdom title, you need 2 duchies. We already have one, but a second one will take 250 gold, and the kingdom title will take 500 gold. Crazy, I know. So do I create a duchy title or upgrade our farms? I've decided to upgrade. Whether that's the right decision or not, I'm not sure. Who's ready to take the last county of the duchy? Oh man, their ally sieged my capital while I wasn't looking. Doesn't matter, we've won the war. I have enough land to form the kingdom, but I'm gonna need a lot more money. There's a 20% debuff for holding an extra domain, but if you do the math, having an extra county outweighs the minus 20% for me. That may pose an issue. I'll be hiding my family away from the flood as I'd much rather not die. So our lane was messed up, and I could spend money to fix it. Ooh, our development is going down. Yeah, I'm gonna want to fix that. Well, there goes our money. At least stuff will be fixed soon. So I'm kind of like sick and dying. Do you think that'll be an issue? My player heir is still this daughter, and she's possessed. Oh, well, I better get used to it. We have an intrigue education, but I'll be going into the learning tree to get the scientific perk for extra research speed. The scholarship focus will also give us some development growth. The more development modifiers we stack onto this, the better. My character was forcibly married to this idiot while she was in prison, so I'm going to immediately break the betrothal and find a much more suitable husband. Preferably someone with a good inheritable trait. But it doesn't look like there's anyone who's not just a commoner. Instead, I'll just marry someone random because I'm gonna need to have kids. Wait, guys, this can't be real. The flood relief has reset. It's not being worked on anymore. And I'd have to pay for this stuff again. Thank you, Paradox. Very cool. Yeah, that's just gotta be a glitch. So back to that kids thing. She has 2 kids from when she was being forced with dues against her will, but they're not her valid heirs. They're from a different dynasty. If we were to die right now, the game would be over and our land would go to a different dynasty. I am going to very much want to avoid that, so we better have some more kids. There's the scientific perk, and now we're gonna get ledger in only 26 years. I guess that's not too long, right? Just so you know, raiders are still, well, raiding. These guys are from Iceland. Yes, Iceland has way more troops than me. Being tribal is just overpowered. Anyways, I'm getting the second duchy title we've needed for a while, and now once we get 500 gold, I can become a queen. I fabricated a claim on this county, and you may be asking, why in the world will you claim your own land? It's because I have an extra domain slot, and if you have a claim on a title, you can revoke it from a vassal without a penalty. There's a pretty good chance this starts a civil war, and nice, I got lucky this time. Now we have a new county, so more money. The enemy troops just got off the boat, which means we'll have a huge advantage, and yeah, we just killed their entire army. Winning that war got me 300 gold, plus some ransom money actually, so even more than 300 gold. Wait, that was awesome. It gave us all the gold we needed to form the kingdom title. Now that we have a kingdom, we gotta make sure we keep it. My player heir is a little baby, but all my land will go to my older sons. They don't like me much and would escape if I had tried to imprison and kill them. Instead of dealing with that, let's use the power of elections. For 1500 prestige, I can add the feudal elective to our kingdom, vote for my son, and we're winning that by default. That'll pass on the kingdom title to our real son at least, although we'd still lose direct holdings. I'm just trying to have a nice coronation, but we got all these stupid raiders attacking us. Oh no, my son died. Well, isn't that awesome? He's of course taken out of the succession, so we'll no longer lose both our main duchies. Oh yeah, becoming a kingdom gave us another holding slot, so I plan to take the county of Dukum. More raiders? Seriously? Oh, never mind. Thank you, raiders. Those two sons were raised by Vikings and they really wanted to go to Valhalla, but now they're dead and my good son will take control of all our land. Sometimes things just work out perfectly. And then more raiders showed up, beat up our army, and raided our capital. Yep, we still gotta deal with that. I'm gonna buy more troops. Armored footmen for now. I know I said the cost was high, but I need their damage. Man, I'm struggling here. I need to get new counselors constantly. Anyways, our claim was completed and we now have 6 direct holdings. The entirety of the duchies of Holland and Frisia. The rest of the land our kingdom would need is within Lotharingia, so it might be hard to take. Actually, it's worse than that. The HRE controls this county. I could potentially join the HRE to take the land later though. With my prestige, I'm going to add a feudal election to this duchy title. We're literally the only electors, so we can guarantee which child will inherit it. It doesn't matter for this succession, but in the future when we have more kids, it'll come in handy. Oh my god, that's a lot of raiders. I mean, that's just insane. What am I to do? There's at least some good news. We've unlocked Ledger. With the new building slot, I'm about to make a lot of money. Now we're moving on to the early medieval. There's a few innovations to choose from, but I'm gonna start with manorialism. It'll unlock duchy buildings and later upgrades to our economic buildings. At the same time, our culture is naturally unlocking casus belli, and once that finishes, we'll be able to take the remaining land of our kingdom without claims. Cows, cows, cows. Last time I tried, it failed, but I'm once again attempting eugenics to get my grandchildren some good traits. Wait, she's not into dudes. Well, I might have messed this up. Hopefully they have kids anyways. Renly Baratheon much? My buildings are all completed and we're making a lot of money. My character has Withering Mind, which requires you to do activities to mitigate. But I also have Fragile Bones, which requires avoiding activities to mitigate. Huh. Yeah, that makes sense. We're a steward, so I'll start with a wealth focus. What? Our new king is lovers with his niece? And cousin? And that's just one person. Oh, and apparently it's all my fault. Ah, whatever. The penalty isn't that bad. My first action as the new king, other than seducing my cousin, was to get destroyed by some raiders. I'm going to buy more troops, specifically more bowmen and heavy infantry. Oh, and just so you know, I'm going for this middle steward tree. It gives a bunch of bonuses to building stuff. And we need those bonuses because look at all these buildings we can upgrade to level 2. Oh my god, yes! The raiders are dying! Well, maybe not dying, but their culture's split up. They can finally start fighting each other instead of me. We're about to unlock Casus Belli, and in preparation to take more land, I'm getting onagers to help siege castles. And now that we have the innovation, I can go for a duchy of land with just the click of a button. But the enemy is too strong right now. I need to get mustering grounds. That'd get us strong enough. Actually, you know what? We have another power. The power of money, that is. We can get some mercenaries and win this war right now. Mercenaries OP. There we go. Now let's siege the land. After a little time, the war is won and we've successfully gotten a new duchy owned by this religious dwarf. More good news, that HRE county is controlled by Lotharingia again, so in 5 years when our truce ends, we can take the last land belonging to our kingdom. Even more good news, all our buildings are level 2 and maxed, except trade ports. Our maritime mercantilism tradition, on top of giving us 10% extra income in coastal holdings, also lets us upgrade trade ports early. Upgrading them is quite expensive, but I might as well. Our truce is over, so let's take this last duchy. I'll have to get mercenaries once again, and wow, we lost the battle. At least we can get treasure knowledge, plus 20% development growth is nice. but I don't think it'll help us win the war. I've also just gotten the architect trait for constructing cheaper and quicker. But I did lose the war, putting us into over 1,000 gold of debt, so I don't think I'll be building anything anytime soon. Well, this is awkward, isn't it? Aw, our vassal is giving us money to help us out. Oh, this event right here, this is the real World Cup. Never mind, doesn't matter, we lost. We got the mustering grounds innovation, so we have room to improve our army. And I'm no longer in debt, so that's cool. I'm just gonna upgrade all our men-at-arms, adding more to the regiments. We've also just got manorialism, so once we get enough gold, I can get ourselves either the tax offices for more money, or royal reserves for more development. Once I get enough money, of course. The next innovation I want is battlements. It'll unlock level 2 castles, which will also unlock higher level economic buildings. I finished upgrading my military, and I'll now declare war. That's more like it, we're gonna win this thing. The war is won, and look at that, the Kingdom of Phrygia completely under our control. The borders look great, except for this weird county that goes over the river for some reason. Our land will be secure forever with this election. All our titles can be voted on. Sort of. I mean, I get more votes than everyone else. Now that I have the money, I'm getting royal reserves. I'll get it in both my duchies. My goal with the kingdom is to hold each of the 4 duchy titles and their capitals. This will allow us to have 4 duchy buildings, which would be fantastic. I went ahead and took the 3rd duchy. I'll add an election later. I might not be able to hold on to all the land with each character, but I'll try my best. Instead of voting for my oldest son, I have this younger son who inherited a bit of his mother's intelligence, so I'll try to make him my main heir. The elections make this pretty easy. Thank you, democracy. I'm holding a coronation, of course, and it's time to swear an oath. The Foster Enlightenment Oath requires you to have at least 30 development in a county, and a couple other requirements, but once you complete that, you can build a university. My capital is at 27 development, so that sounds like a good deal to me. The other requirement is to have a level 5 education trait, or have counselors that have at least 20 in their chosen skill. As a Catholic, I really can't reliably get the counselor requirement since our archbishop is random and can't be changed. That means I'll just have to go to university and get a better education trait. I want to do this anyway since we're currently at 6 out of 5 holdings. I was successful in upgrading my education to level 4. Now if we manage to survive for the next 20 years, maybe I'll go to university again and get a level 5. But yeah, the counselor option is just not gonna work. Dang archbishop. Ah, come on, I wasn't paying attention because I thought the raiding was finally over, but nope. Looks like there's still a couple of tribals. I can beat their armies now at least. Here's another way to get development. You can change your royal court type to administrative, and if you spend extra money on amenities, you can get development. Man, now that we're a successful kingdom, everyone and their mother wants to marry into our family. Dang. My kid's such a failure. Only a level 3 education? I'm just waiting for new innovations, but in the meantime, we got a crusade to potentially fight in. Before the fight, we've unlocked battlements. With that, we can upgrade each of these castles to level 2. Once they finish, I'll be able to upgrade the economic buildings all the way up to level 4. My daughter is better than my son, so I tried voting for her instead, but it won't work, because they haven't discovered that women are people yet. So unfortunately, I have to stick with my B student. The crusade started, but I don't really care, it's for Aquitaine, surely the other Catholics will manage without me. I'd rather just chill and upgrade some economic buildings. The next innovation will be magistrates, and that'll complete in 19 years, and I'll get an extra building slot from it. This character won't be seeing that though. I'll lose a county to my other kid, but I really don't care about that. And wait, I can just make it an election too, problem solved. Our heir will be a quick, learning-focused ruler, who's betrothed to a child because she's a genius, but don't worry about that. Why'd you spell Oliver wrong? With a scholarship focus, we'll be getting plus 15% development growth, and we already have scientific. Just like on our other characters, I need to go to university to increase our holding slot amount. You can also get another slot with the theologian perk, but it's all the way down here, and I'd rather go for scholar. Want more prestige? Trade kids like Pokemon. I can give away some niece I don't care about in exchange for another nation's royalty, and doing so will give us a truce with each other and plus 1 prestige per month. I'm not really a fan of the Coronations DLC, but we did just get a cool spear. I'm swearing an oath to foster enlightenment once again, and surely this character will achieve the goal. We've gotten enough renown for our 4th Dynasty legacy, but instead of your addition, I'm going to switch the branch. The law branch has a couple steward bonuses and that plus 1 domain limit, while your addition has piety. Like, who cares about religion, am I right? Sure, Holy Order, I'll take your money. Wait, maybe I do care about religion. I'm using that to upgrade buildings and make more money. The Pope will also give us money. Heck yeah. We have a lot of development in our capital already, so it takes longer to increase it, so instead I'll increase development other places as it'll be quicker. My uncle's trying to kill me? Wait, what? How in the world is he now my player heir? Oh, and now he's no longer my heir. This is ludicrous. And that's what happens when you deal with a depressed lunatic. But no, I won't be putting him in prison, I don't really care. Our genius betrothed has come of age, and now we can start having little genius kids. I successfully seduced her too, so we're bound to have lots of babies. Now we're getting the scholar lifestyle trait, which will give us plus 15% development growth. Oh wait, I accidentally threw my wife in prison for trying to murder someone. I should probably release her so we can actually have kids. Surely this possessed nonsense won't pass on, right? This vassal of ours did the whole try to murder my knight as well, but I'll take the 50 gold to let him go, I don't mind. They're really not doing a good job of killing him anyways. We got ourselves a son, and he's intelligent, which is better than me, but not the best. If I have a better kid, I can just change my vote to them later. Magistrates have been unlocked. It's come at a good time because all my buildings are maxed out. There aren't any buildings that we can get with a +% gold bonus anymore, so I'll get hospices or walls and towers. They both give the same amount of gold. Hunting grounds also gives the same. I'll just get walls and towers. Our capital, on the other hand, can get cows. This county is going to make a lot of money. Now our next super useful innovation will come in the high medieval, so we're gonna have to wait 20 years before that starts. Why are my daughters always better than my sons? I think this game taunts you for your realm being sexist. I get to choose between a learning focus or a stewardship focus, and I've made the decision to go with a stewardship focus. Do you see the little icon next to the tech? The higher that skill's level, the quicker the research. All the best techs are stewardship innovations, and this child is going to be the one to unlock those. Wait, there's still raiders? I mean, it's just 300 troops, so they're all gonna die, but weird. They didn't even kill just one of my men. All our new buildings are level 4, so now I'll spend way more money than I should to upgrade the trade ports. Since, you know, we got that tradition to upgrade them early. These upgrades have gotten us to a nice 50 gold per month. With that money, let's plan a route to go to university. I want to finally get our own university, and it's been 20 years since I last went to uni with just the cooldown link. I gotta travel far this time since you can only go to the same university once. I got a 4 out of 4, the max level you can get at university. Yet, it didn't matter. That high chance to get a better education trait has failed. Looks like we got yet another character who won't be building that university. At least we got enough techs to move into the high medieval in a few years. Another crusade failed, maybe I should have helped. I did end up having a better kid that may become my new heir if he gets a good education. We're about to enter the high medieval, and now we've entered it. The first innovation I'll be going for is windmills, +1 building slot, in the beautiful, simple windmills building. Gold, % taxes, and development growth all in one. Before dying, I decided to hold some events to get a prestige up in order to add a new tradition to our culture. I'm gonna add philosopher culture. It makes a scholar trait give cultural fascination progress, learning education traits a cultural fascination progress, and a +20% learning experience boost. I started the unlock just in time. Once again, I visited a university and didn't even get the level 4 education, so I'm definitely not getting the level 5 one on this character. None of the other oaths are any good though. Maybe in 40 years we'll be able to finally foster enlightenment. It wouldn't be a good coronation party without a family member being killed. Why did this guy kill my sister? It's going to take 17 years for us to unlock windmills, and in the meantime, I'm gonna pretty much just sit here. I'm watching a YouTube video on my second monitor right now. Actually, you know what? My heir is better than I am. He's my little brother. So let's go on a pilgrimage across Europe with no protection. Oh, I can't believe I died. Okay, but this is awesome. I'm a genius with a level 4 stewardship education trait. I'm gonna go with a learning lifestyle though for extra research speed. I just gotta divorce the current wife and get betrothed to the little girl my brother was betrothed to. Oh my god, I still didn't get the level 5 education trait. Is there even a point to swearing this oath? How does anyone believe my family when they swear it? 5 more years to get windmills, 2 more years to get philosopher culture. I changed my name to the Netherlands as it felt appropriate. Our culture is about to establish philosopher culture, but we have a stewardship education, so it won't really do anything right now. But I am going for the scholar perk, which will help us by increasing our research speed. And there we go, we're just waiting on learning experience now. We'll probably get windmills before then first. When my allies call me into wars, I usually just ignore them. But when they go on for too long, they force you to come over. Right when I arrived, the war ended. How cool. Hey, there's windmills. Next, I want to get guilds for yet another building slot. But now for windmills. We can upgrade our duchy buildings and we can build either windmills or watermills in our capital. Windmills give more gold in development, but watermills make buildings cheaper to construct, so I'll get them first. Now in our other counties we can only get windmills. There are no watermills, so the choice is easy. I'm going to get windmills in every single one of our counties. Now with the scholar perk, our research speed will be increased and guilds should come quicker. I'm switching over to a wealth focus to get perks that'll help us construct all these upgrades. Even though we seem to be super rich, these high-level building upgrades are super expensive and running out of money isn't out of the question. I'm upgrading my windmills in the county where I'm promoting development because it has a quicker construction speed, so I can move it around to make it quicker. Once again, I can go to university. This time I will surely get the level 5 education trait. I maxed out my level and yes, finally. This trait on its own is awesome, by the way. Plus 25% vassal taxes is really good in a big realm. Also, you just get lifestyle experience super quickly. I can build the university in our capital. It'll give development growth, learning, renown, plus 10% lifestyle experience, and plus 5% research speed. By the way, we can build this for less money than it takes to go to university. Also, it constructs instantly. All our windmills are capped out at level 4 for now, so I can use our money on other things, like building cities. You have to get at least one temple and one city holding before getting more cities. So I can't only build cities, but cities are what I want since they help increase income and development growth of counties. I've only waited this long to build them because they're kind of expensive and don't pay out very quickly. Oh my god, I'm stupid. I should have just waited to get architect before buying all those, huh? We have the option to become an administrative realm. Now, administrative realms allow you to get a ton of money, but I don't really want to do it. It's another government type added in a DLC, so I'm gonna uncheck the box and ignore it. My heir is content, patient, and brave. What a weird personality combo. Oh heck no, I'm not letting him become a Holy Order member. He's gonna be a great ruler one day. Also, shout out all Williams in chat. Willem Zoon is a crazy name. Among Us? Dang it, William, why'd you go and start a plague? Now, I've locked my family in, so hopefully we don't all get sick and die, but I can't really hope the same for my peasants. There's an apocalypse going on basically, and everyone is freaking out. Dear God, my development. We're losing half a development point a month. And I even have the scholar trait reducing that by 15%. A year later, and we're still losing development. Oh, the agony, when will it end? Maybe I should have gotten hospices, I don't know. But really though, would that have helped? No clue. What does plague resistance do anyways? The plague is finally starting to clear up. We're down over 10 development, probably hundreds of thousands have been killed from this, including my son Willem. No, my boy. He was the perfect heir. And an heir no longer. We need to have another kid, but I don't think now's a good time since my wife is sick with consumption. The plague is finally over, and we can spend some money to help with the recovery efforts. It'll give us plus 5 points of development per month. Just so you know, 100 points of development is just one development. And we'll start trying to reach that point we were at before, but it's gonna be hard, and I think it's gonna take some time. But aside from development, our actual infrastructure is unaffected by the plague, and we can continue to improve it. With the guild's innovation unlocked, I'll have yet another building slot, and once we unlock hoardings, our income will just continue to rise. I think I'm gonna go with hospices. Maybe a little late though. And in our capital, I'm getting windmills to complement the water mills. Amsterdam is going to make us a lot of money. My new child and heir is named Simon, so shout out Simon's watching. Except you aren't as cool as the Williams. I'm already maxing out the new buildings. It's really not taking long at all with all my bonuses and coastal holdings making it quick to build stuff. The only county not maxed out is one I recently got from a vassal, since I had an extra holding slot and all. We just now unlocked the early medieval military tech, so I'm upgrading my military. Not to use right now, but I might as well since I'm making way more money than I need. We're about to be making even more money though, as any cost will give us plus 10% domain taxes, and the next trait, avaricious. I mean, plus 25% taxes speaks for itself. We're currently making 150 gold of profit per month, Holland being a large portion of that with all of these different bonuses. Thank you, Dutch culture. And now I'll get avaricious. How much money is it going to add? 23 gold per month. We're now making 173. I bet we can start making 200 with hoardings. Just like the other castle techs, we can upgrade our castles, and once they finish, we can upgrade our economic buildings. There's no more techs we desperately need this era, so I'll go for men-at-arms. I'm just out here constructing castles, which is going by pretty quickly thanks to all our bonuses. Look at that. That was very quick. Let's upgrade some economic buildings now. Our neighbor wants to get in on this wealth by becoming our vassal, but I'll have to decline. I don't need more territory. And we're officially out of money. I had thousands of gold, and it's all been used up to get new buildings. Well dang, I guess I have to wait between upgrading buildings now. But 200 gold of profit per month? It's huge. We're rich, we're developed. Now it's time for us to form the Dutch East India Company. If I struggle with wars, I'll have to wait a bit longer to get the men-at-arms innovation, but in theory, we won't have to do that. The only issue, however, is that this is India, and this is us. We're quite far away. I could probably beat these guys with mercenaries, but we're way too far to interact with them. And I mean, we can't even sail around Africa in this game. I can't even reach the Middle East with our range. Venice is literally the farthest I can go. I can buy claims using piety and the learning lifestyle perk. I guess we're going to be doing a lot of traveling. I then proceeded to hop location to location until I eventually reached India. And I'm gonna be honest, it took years. This game really isn't designed for you to travel this far. But in the end, I technically completed my goal. Anyways, remember to check out Lost in Coal using the link in the description and use code JacksonTerraria to get 10% off. Thanks again to Lost in Coal for sponsoring this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.